Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Wednesday, the 11th day of October 2023. I hope you're safe and healthy today. I hope your family is safe and healthy. And I hope that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders who every day are trying to save lives. Blessings also upon those that pick up garbage for us to keep streets and sidewalks and places clean and disease-free. And those also that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women who are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and children that are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. The people who are victims of prostitution and child prostitution, pornography and child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery in the millions here in the United States. Double curses on the perpetrators, the profiteers, and the perverts who create this industry. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 men, women, and children homeless in the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. So yesterday, or was it yesterday? It was posted yesterday, but Tom Thibodeau I listened to it, but then so many of you, this is the thing. I've been watching basketball, coaching basketball, scouting basketball a long time. I don't get it perfect, but I know a lot what I'm talking about. So when I see a player, and I can tell pretty quickly whether that player is an NBA player. See, there's players that can play on a playground, can play in college, can play in junior college, can play in summer leagues, that look like great players, but they can't play in the NBA because the NBA is the 400 approximately best basketball players in the world. Okay, so when you think about that, there are, let's say, 1,000 colleges with basketball teams in the United States, right? D1, D2, D3. Each of those teams, let's say, have 12 players. That's 12,000 players. That's not including all of the leagues in Europe, in the various countries in Europe, and in Asia, and in South America. That's not including all of the guys who played on a very high level that wine, women, and drugs and song got to them, and they never got a chance to play. There are literally tens of thousands of human beings that could play basketball in the world. But these, of all of those tens of thousands, are the 400 best. If they weren't, they wouldn't be playing. It's very competitive, okay? So not everybody is an NBA player, okay? You have to bring something to the table that is exemplary, something that's above every other tens of thousands of people that want to play basketball, okay? It's not easy. It's not everybody. It's very, 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 very remnant, okay? Small. So over the years, I look at players and I can tell pretty much if this one's going to be in the league and that. Generally, just to give you a couple of hints, generally, they do something. There's something that they have. A couple of things, usually, that is so good that they make it look easy and they do it against anybody. Okay, there's a couple of, usually shooting, handling the ball, passing the ball, defense, athleticism, but athleticism alone doesn't do it, but you need to have some sort of skill that is exemplary. Okay, and even though, like, I like to use shooters as an example. Like, I like to use Jimmy Fredette because he's kind of the poster child, because this has happened, not just him, it's happened a lot, but a tremendous shooter all through his basketball life. In college, tremendous shooter, okay? Shoot the lights out. And get to the NBA and can't shoot. It's not that he can't shoot. It's that the speed at which the game is, which is a higher level. Again, this is the 400 quickest, strongest, fastest basketball players in the world. It gets a split second less time to get his shot off. And that's all the difference in a make or a miss. Okay? And so for him, he can shoot. He went to China, can shoot 40 a game. But the speed of the game, the aggressiveness, the physicality is less in every other league on earth than the NBA. So that he could play, he just couldn't play in the NBA. Okay. Plus, he was too slow-footed defensively. See, so you got to be really, really good. So we're talking now about Jacob Toppin. So I saw Jacob Toppin at Rhode Island, and I saw him when he transferred to Kentucky. And I did not see an NBA player. When I saw Obi Toppin, his brother, yes, I said, this is an NBA player. The only problem with Obi that I thought coming out of Dayton was that he might be too old. He was like 23 coming out of Dayton, 22, 23. So that's old for an NBA rookie. Okay, and it's very difficult to develop. I thought Obi might have had a little stiffness in his hips that would stop him from playing NBA level defense on a high level. But the athleticism, the skill level, the ability to see the floor, everything was there as far as an NBA player. With his brother's a step below that. Really good, athletic, but he was a step below NBA level. Okay, but then Tom Thibodeau spoke, and a number of y'all were commenting on his words. I don't take this stuff real seriously, but I can understand why some of you came away with what you came with Jacob. But some of you were talking about him being in the rotation, him getting back up power forward minutes. No, but there was something there. I have to admit to some of you, there was something there, and I want to listen to it. I want y'all to hear it. Let's see. Let me see if I get it at the right spot here.
Obi's probably a little more gifted right now.
All right, yeah.
Likes contact, rebounds in traffic, that sort
All right,
of
let's see. Here it is.
Get in the NBA, obviously. What do you think of him as a player and possibility?
I like him a lot. I like his energy. Every day he comes in and great concentration. Still a little raw. Things he's got to work on, but he's a great worker. So, just keep doing what you're doing. But he brings great energy. There's a defensive component to him. Likes contact, rebounds in traffic, that sort of thing. Runs the floor. He's got to develop a consistency with his shot, and he's really worked hard at it.
You mentioned energy a couple times a bit. Is he similar to Obi in that regard?
Yeah, Obi's probably a little more athletic, but he's very athletic as well. But Obi's probably a little more gifted right now, further down the road offensively. But Jacob,
see, when he's talking in code, but I'll explain in a second. But okay,
is like a good defensive player right now.
When you talk about when you look at individuals, how do they fit with the group and how do they impact what's going on with Emmanuel? Just how did you assess him in that regard last year?
Also, continue to play because I want you to hear what he says about. I want you to hear what he says about Evan Fournier. This is also very important. Okay, as far as Thibodeau speaks in code, so you got to listen behind his words, understand what he's telling you. I'm going to keep playing.
I thought the first segment we were a little, out of sync. Then he got a good rhythm going, and he's terrific in the pick and roll, and it was good for us. He would get trapped a lot, so we can play off that, getting guys to the right places. That's something that we got to continue to work on.
Did Evan show you anything tonight?
Yeah, that whole group, they got going the second time, not the first time, but the second time. And they started moving the ball a little bit, and they played off each other, and that was good.
As a whole, when the other teams resting on, so how much can you take away from?
Yeah, it is what it is, and it's your first preseason game, so you're looking to get a baseline. And that's what you're getting. Obviously you're not playing that many guys in a regular season game, but go in there and play well with the minutes that you're getting, function well, and so you're getting information. You're looking at different groupings, and then obviously you look at your defense, you look at your rebounding, you look at your low turnovers, then you look at, are we attacking the rim well? We got 33 free throws. That was good. We had, I think, 24 assists on 38 buckets. When we played off the pass, the shots were high quality. So, but we got to trust the pass.
All right, so now he's going to talk about Evan Fournier. Listen carefully.
When we spoke to you on Saturday, he talked about that he still believes he can help this team. You see him today, he gets extended minutes with this.
Yeah, it's not about individuals, it's about the team. So that's what that's the way we work here.
It's not about individuals, it's about the team. That's how we work here. Some of y'all still ain't getting what he just said. He is looking to put together a team that functions. And notice he mentioned rebounds, defense, turnovers. He's looking to put together a team that functions at a high NBA level in these three areas. Does he want shooting? Yes, he does. But he has it. And he has it with the other components that are more important to him. As a team, Quentin Grimes brings all of those components: defense, rebounding, low turnovers, and shooting. Emmanuel quickly brings all of those components: defense, rebounding, low turnovers, and shooting. Okay? Behind them, you have Josh Hart, who doesn't shoot very well. But defense and rebounding, the more important things, exemplary. Dante DiVincenzo, defense, rebounding, low turnovers, shooting. There is no universe where Evan Fournier fits. Yes, he can shoot, but he said we deal with things as a team. It's not about individual. Evan Fournier doesn't fit. Some other teams, with some other coach, he might. But on the New York Knicks, he doesn't fit. The defense is not there. There's no rebound. Can he shoot? Yes. Can he keep his turnovers low? Yes. But overall, he's got at least four players better than him that fit Thibodeau's system on the Knicks. Therefore, he's never going to play. Some people just don't get that, but that's the way it is. It's a 9-man rotation, and you still got Jericho Sims and Deuce McBride behind them. Neither of which is going to play behind Evan Fournier. Okay? So can we please stop with that? But let's go back to Jacob Toppin. Thibs, you didn't hear him say anything about Daquan Jeffries, Charlie Brown, your boys Nathan Knight. He said a little bit about Nathan Knight, a little bit, but he focused a lot on Jacob Toppin. What am I saying? I'm still telling you Jacob Toppin is not an NBA player, but I'm telling you this. This is Thibs being a softie for the sake of Obi. See, Thibs knows Obi got screwed. It wasn't Thibs' fault and it wasn't Obi's fault that we got Julius Randle an all-NBA power forward. You're not going to get any minutes. You got an all-NBA power forward that can play 35 minutes a game. Indestructible. Okay? But he knows Obi's from New York. Obi puts his heart and soul into New York Knicks. Obi could have started for a lot of teams, and in fact, he's starting now for the Indiana Pacers. So they're going to do Obi another solid. See, some of you still don't get it. You could have got more for Obi. It's not about how much they got for him. It's about hooking him up in the best situation for Obi that's not New York. They got 2 second-rounders, fine. And they got him starting in Indiana. Then they signed his brother. Now, Thibs is going to work with this kid. He is. He's going to put effort into Jacob Toppin. He already named 2 gold stars. Jacob is good defensively, and he's a hard worker. He puts a lot into the game. He's going to work with this kid. I don't know what Jacob's position going to be in terms of, is he going to be on the regular roster or is he going to be on a 2-way? But somebody losing their spot. That's, it looks like to me. I don't think, let's be plain though. Jacob Toppin is not going to be in the rotation. He is not. He's going to be at the end of the bench if he's on the team. I mean, look, Obi was in the rotation, and Obi, he just said Obi's better NBA player. Obi's an NBA player. And he played 15, 20 minutes a game at the most. So his brother is not yet there. He's not going to be in the rotation. But he could very well be at the end of the bench getting a paycheck, or he could be being developed in the G League. The thing is that Jacob is 23. He's not 22. He's not 21. He's not 20. He's 23. Okay, that's very old for an NBA rookie, especially a guy that needs a lot of work. say, for example, there's a guy on the Nets, and I would not have minded if the Knicks the Knicks did probably talk to him, but he wasn't available because the Nets are smart. They're not gonna let go of this guy. But we're talking about oh God, what was Cameron Johnson? Cameron Johnson comes out of North Carolina, and he was about 23, but he was an NBA player coming out of North Carolina. The shooting was there. Okay, the defense needed some work, but his shooting was at NBA level. Okay. And over the course of the 3 years he's been in the league, 3 or 4 years now, he's developed his game. So now he's a legit starter in the NBA. Okay. But he came into the league as an NBA player. Started with Phoenix, I think. And he came over in the trade with Kevin Durant. But he started late and had a skill level as a shooter already. So that's a difference. Whereas Jacob Toppin has athleticism, and even times he's not as athletic as Obi. But that's not saying much because Obi is ultra athletic, NBA level athletic. But bottom line, it appears that Thibs and the Knicks, for Obi's sake, is going to work with this kid. They're going to work with him either in the G League or on the regular roster. So it's for him to mention him in the first preseason game, and he had 4 points, 2 rebounds. But yeah, I hear some of y'all. I'm not with he'll be in the rotation, he'll get back up. He's not. Let's not get carried away. But it looks like Thibs is gonna work with him. It looks like Thibs is saying, I'm gonna take this kid as my protege. I'm gonna work with him. He might, like I said, it might be in the G League, might be at the end of the bench, but this is due to Obi. If it wasn't for Obi, you wouldn't even hear of this kid. He didn't get drafted. He was signed on an exhibit contract because he was not drafted. Okay, and he wasn't drafted because 30 NBA teams passed on him because they said, "Oh no, thanks, he's not NBA level." Because he's not. But listen, this is the Rocky story right here. This is the Rocky story right here. Maybe, and this is one, and I understand this is one of those situations where it's a story you pull for. You pull for this kid because he's getting a shot. Maybe he can develop into something. Maybe he can become a tough defender and eventually get in a rotation. That'd be great. He has limited amount of time, because he's 23. His prime will be in 4 seasons, but like this is RJ's fifth season, and RJ is 23. See, that's generally what you're looking for. Somebody that's 23, not even reached their prime, and they got NBA level ready and all that. But this kid is not there. But okay, so it's a feel good story. I'm telling you, it's a feel good story. And hey, let's pull for him. I pull for him. I hope the kid makes it. I hope he makes it. He has an NBA dream, just like Daquan Jeffries, just like Charlie Brown. They got NBA dream, but unfortunately, in the league, somebody's dream gets crushed, right? So you got your 9 rotation pieces. You got Jericho Sims and you got Deuce McBride. After that, it's going to be a crapshoot, a toss-up. Who knows what's going to happen? But Dwayne Washington, Dylan Windler, Isaiah Roby, Jalen Martin, Nathan Knight, Daquan Jeffries. Well, Daquan Jeffries got a contract. They're going to pick up his deal. I'm not even counting Daquan Jeffries in this. No, he's going to be on the roster. But the rest of them, somebody's going to lose their spot. And Jacob Toppin's going to get somebody's spot. That's what's going to happen. And Thibs is going to hook him up. All y'all haters of Thibs, man, y'all need to recognize the boy looks out. He does. And he's looking out for Obi right here. That's what he's doing. So, hey, let's hope a kid makes it. I hope he does. Let's see what happens. I think if you see him play Saturday night more minutes, then you could say, oh man, he's going to take somebody's spot, either the 2-way spot or a regular roster spot, one of the 15. We'll see. It's going to be interesting to see though. So I wish Jacob Toppin the best. Again, just like the Knicks, for his brother's sake and for his own dreams, y'all enjoy your Wednesday. Shalom.